moderator.
We're back. I can't believe this day, y'all. We are having an amazing time featuring all of the WIN directory members that have been listed in the WIN directory that we can feature. The woman behind the brand. And my name is Allegra. I'm the marketing medulla, and I'm a business coach and marketing strategist. And I do these these live series, to really feature women who are powerful in business and who are streamlining success, and men who support them. And we talk about this in our community a lot, in the WIN community. If you're not a member, if you're listening on the replay, make sure that you become a member. We have upgraded memberships coming up in January. We have the WIN VIP membership. That's like going to be so cool. So many people are actually going to be getting access to more opportunities for growth, opportunities for promotion and success. So we want to make sure that you all become a part of that. And we're going to feature another woman, a woman behind the brand, and her name is Tracie. She's here. Let me pull her up, get her in here. And I need my water, y'all. So I'm going to get Tracie in here, and then I'm going to pause. Whew. You know how to get you in like to get your throat in a chokehold because you've been talking all day, and so it's just like your throat just be. So anyway, it'll just be dry, just be dry.
Just have that water by you at all times.
Tracie, you know me a little bit better than some people do. You've been in my space before, and you know how it is. And I talk all day, y'all. I from like 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm like blah 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 blah. And
Yes.
here's what's so funny is that they say your purpose lies within you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was a young girl, my mom used to be like, every time we went on a road trip, she was like, you would talk from the time we left to the time we got there. And I was like, some must really like to talk, huh? She was like, mm-hmm. So I said, I guess I'm in the
Yes.
right place. So, Tracie, this is your highlight, though. I can't wait for them to get to know you. You have been proactive ever since I met you. And make sure y'all share this live. When you get in here, we're going to give you some information on how to get in the directory and how to support the brands that are here on these lives, like Miss Tracie's brand. She's going to tell you what she does. But I want you to share this live to the people that you know, like friends, family, and people, because today we're going to be talking about overall healthcare, fitness, mindset approach to that. And Tracie is the reset coach. So she's going to really streamline a lot of this stuff that people talk about when it comes to self-care, but we don't really take action on it all the time. And so, having that accountability, having, that motivation, and having someone that really cares, all those important things. But we're going to also learn more about Tracie. I can't wait to ask her some questions. So let's start off by getting your introduction. Tell us what you do and who you serve.
Sure, absolutely. Hello, everybody out there. My name is Tracie Randolph, as Allegra said, also known as the Reset Coach. And I help women leaders to live healthy while still managing their busy lives. And I know most of the women can resonate with that out there. In addition to that, because of my love for health, I started 2 TV shows, one really focused on holistic health. So I also help entrepreneurs build audiences and gain exposure through on-demand television, which is what I am currently on. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm a health and a life coach, certified in both. I also do personal training, but I love just overall holistic wellness, mind, body, and spirit, because I don't believe we can be healthy if we're not focused on all three.
Listen, you take us to church right there. Holistic wellness. I just shared this to a bunch of my friends because I want them to join in here, because this is a really important conversation. We talk about holistic wellness because we have what we need, right? Like when we really essentially think about it in life, like God provides. Child,
Everything.
birds ain't
That's
complaining,
right.
plants ain't complaining, trees ain't complaining. And he even says it. He's like, if they ain't complaining, what's wrong with you?
That's right. And you know,
Um,
the other day, because when you talk about the animals, right? They know exactly what they need to do, right? And no hesitation. We have dominion, right? That's what God told us in the Bible. They don't hesitate. They instinctively do what they need to do to take care of themselves. But we as humans, with all this dominion and this mind power that we have, we don't do the same thing. So I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, why don't we do the same thing? If the animals can do it, why can't we?
that's funny. You make a great point.
Mhm.
Because when you talk about their intuition, their animalistic nature of knowing what to do naturally, I think a lot of times it's like we get brainwashed by society because people tell us like, "Oh, you should do that." Like when I think about when all these different commercials come out and like they sell you things and get you into this marketing psychology of like you need this. And I think about like, why do I buy these things? Why do I invest in things that I know are not actually healthy? Like that's the funny thing. Like I even posted something which, okay, y'all don't laugh. But I posted, see, when you say don't laugh and people laugh, what's that? Like don't laugh and like laugh. So I was posting on my social media platform, and I'm really about truth, honesty, authenticity. And so I posted about this guy who was talking about eating at McDonald's. I don't have nothing against their brand, but I do not eat
No man,
McDonald's, and never will.
no man.
And I remember And I remember at 16 years old, I remember having like one of the last burgers, like, and off and on, I kind of went to McDonald's to get like chicken nuggets and stuff. And then I found out that some things don't ever expire. And I was like, I can't get nothing right.
Mhm.
So I realized that, he said it best on the real. He said, going to McDonald's is a mindset. Like that's why he was like, they were like, would you date someone? Would you date a woman that would go to McDonald's? And he said, absolutely not. Just real quick. He said, because it's a mindset. And if I think about how our bodies tell us what we need to eat every single day, like I was telling a friend of mine, I said, I will sometimes take a tomato and eat it like an apple. Sometimes, like, people think this is weird, but I will eat a raw onion. It
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with it. I think that you just have to retrain your body to like acknowledge what it actually needs. So I want you to speak to that a little bit because you do basically that you instruct people on how to really, I think, listen to their body. So how do you really help your clients, and what are their pain points? Like what are the things that they really struggle with?
Yes. So let me start with the first thing about how to train your body into your body. Your body leaves clues. We have this very that God gave us, and it definitely leaves clues. So if you are experiencing headaches, if you're having rashes, if your mouth is dry, if your hair is dry, if your skin is dry, your body's telling you that it needs some type of nourishment. If you have joint pain or little aches and pains, 9 times out of 10, right, initially, unless there's some chronic thing happening, it's usually that you need some type of nourishment. You're lacking some vitamin, some mineral, or hydration. So listen to your body when it's giving you those clues. And I'll give you a little bit of a little story there. I am a breast cancer survivor. I was in the shower one day, felt this sharp pain in my breast, and I'm one of those people who I don't play with it. I go directly to the doctors. Let's find out what's going on right away. And I listened to my body, caught everything early. Right. So that's just an example of listen to what's happening in your body. Pay attention to those things that sometimes people put those things off instead of saying, let me go and find out what's happening in my body, because even the smallest pain is an indication that something is happening to you. Right. So I'm giving you that story to say the people that I serve are the people who are just like I was at the time when I found out I had breast cancer. So because I listened to my body, I knew that I was under a lot of stress, and I had the demands of life and the demands of a job and being a single parent, and all of that was coming down on me. And I knew that's really why my body accepted the cancer. So, I'm saying this to say to everybody out there, you want to make sure that you are listening to every little pain, every little headache, every little, skin rash, anything that's there, go get it checked out. go get yourself checked out so that you can nourish your body the right way. Because when you don't pay attention, then you don't know what you need, right? And in order for you to really live healthy, you need to know what you need. So, yeah.
So I love that about training your body. And then when you talk about the pain points that people have when they don't train their body the right way, because, hey, easier said than done. Like there are so many, I think, things that people need in different levels. So how do you deal with people? What are their pain points that they're having where you're just like, oh, this is what we need to do, right? Like I know you have a specific audience that's just like, I need to go to my doctor. I need to take care of myself, right? But you, I'm sure, have a certain way of working with people on a level where they're accountable to their regimens and they know what they need to do to actually continue to listen to their body and practice those methods that's going to help them enhance that feature. So what specific pain points do people usually have with regards to that?
Yeah. So the majority of my clients, they're stressed out, they're burned out, they're working a lot, they're not paying attention to, the things that they need. They're juggling, work, business, husband, children, children's activities. They're running around, so, and they're not.
Like I'm over here thinking about like 10 different women off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot
Yeah.
of women.
Yes. And they are not including themselves in that schedule. So that's where the lack of healthcare, wellness care, self-care comes in, because they don't include themselves. And they some of them are, very regimented and have the schedule down, but they're not in there. So that's where the problem comes in, because they're not including themselves in their schedule and their daily routine.
So why do you think that women, and we're going to go a little bit behind the scenes in a second, but real quick, why do you think that women don't really protect themselves that way, to pour into themselves first or include themselves in that schedule? Like, because I mean, simply enough, isn't it just like, okay, well, if I'm gonna put a schedule together, let me make sure at 3 o'clock that I do A, B, and C.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it so difficult?
You would think it's simpler, right? But we're nerds, right? We are nurturers, rather, I should say. So we are looking to nurture everybody else and everything else that's in our life. So we don't really put ourselves at the top of any list, right? We don't include ourselves on the list. We're not at the top of any list. We're made to nurture other people, right? So that's what we do. Also, a lot of us out there have superwoman syndrome, right? So we feel like we can do it all, so we don't really need to take care of ourselves. We got this, right? So because of that mentality, it's a mindset. Again, like the McDonald's, it's a mindset. So because of that mentality, we don't think about the fact that we need nourishment too. We're ready to nurture everybody else.
I think it's such a huge conversation because even when people learn that it's like the airplanes um, situation where you have to put your mask on first before you save even your own child's life, right? Like even in that situation, like life or death, but you still got to do yourself a favor before you can do anything for anyone else.
Right.
So for the women who are tired of pouring out of empty cups and just really want to balance more of a successful lifestyle between their families and work and business, I think that that's a great opportunity to get into, your programs, your consultations, to see what they can do, in their lives to get more organized, to actually set aside that time in their schedule and say to you deserve this. Like you really do. You deserve to have this time, this week, this day. And I think that encouragement is really important because even in the community, we talk about how women feel empowered just by being in the space because they're feeling like, oh, okay, well, I can come up here and be myself. And this is, encouraging, regardless if I mess up, if I'm, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And so I love what you do. So let's talk about the behind the scenes of it because you kind of gave a little hint towards you having cancer. And I'm so happy that you are a survivor, honey.
Yes.
We have the superwoman syndrome, yes, but we are really super because the stuff that we go through, and we just like
Mm-hmm.
part of our story. Let's share it. Let's talk about it. I don't know how many cancer survivors are listening or know any cancer survivors on this app, but I know a few, and it's just you know, the mentality there has to be strong.
Yeah.
And so, but with that being said, when you talk about that, I'm wondering, is that part of why you started this business?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I started diving into nutrition and exercise, and, because I wanted to figure out how do I take my body. I didn't think that there were too many things that I was doing wrong when it came to my health, aside from, I wasn't working out consistently though, right? So I didn't really realize how important that all was. I wasn't working out consistently. I pretty much ate what I wanted because I've been thin all my life. So, I equated thin to being healthy, which is wrong, ladies. That is so wrong, right? So I didn't think that anything was really wrong with me. And then when this happened, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? And I knew it was stress. I knew stress was a part of it. But then I said, okay, well, I don't really eat healthy. I eat what I want. My family's from, the southeast of the United States. And, we cook with a lot of butter and sugar and all that, all the things that taste really good, but are not good for your body. So I said, okay, I need to dive into nutrition and exercise and what this all means. And then I fell in love with it. So because of that, I said, I need to help other women not get to the point where I got to. I want them to be preventative and proactive about their health and not have to get to some diagnosis, be it cancer or diabetes or heart disease, some of those number one killers out there. So, I am Miss CEO Joy, and that's my girl there. Sorry, I had to recognize her and TC out there. But yeah, so that's really why I started. I just fell in love with it and then decided to go and get my health certification, my health coach certification. And then after I found out, I joined the program because I'm big into self-development, as you know, because I joined your program too. I definitely look for those things that are going to help me to get to another level. So I joined this program called Transform Her. And I went through this program. It was amazing. And I went through, kind of life in the past, what I wanted in the present, what I wanted in the future. And there was so much that went with that program, but it just opened my eyes to be the woman that I really want to be. So that's how that all happened.
Wow. That is absolutely amazing. And I know you do. You invest in yourself. That's one thing I love about you, Tracie, is that you believe in you. It's just and just being in spaces. So if y'all don't know, Tracie is a huge part of the W.I.N community. She is in the W.I.N directory. That's why we're featuring her today. And I want you to do me a favor. Put your link in the chat so
Sure.
I can pin it. Even, talking about investing, Tracie went into one of my workshops, and then we ended up in a one-on-one strategy session. And I was like, girl, I was like, the way you can move in these streets, Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook, showing up, even something like this, alive. We get to know more about the woman behind the brand. I would have never known this about Tracie, about her past, what she's been through, the challenges, and the start of the business coming from a place where, you had an illness that you overcame. There are a lot of people out there that are overcoming cancer, and they're doing it with the same methods, the same methodology as like what Tracie is talking about. Getting yourself in order, looking at your life pie and saying, like, how am I working on my mind and my body? And I'm sure it's a certain type of spiritual effort to it, because when we talk on Clubhouse, some of the things that I get out of Tracie, I'm like, ooh, I'm like, she with the Lord.
Yes.
She's with the Lord.
Yes.
So so I love your story, and I want to ask a question, and this is like what I do more so in my lives now, because y'all know as a business coach, it's really like just in me, like just kind of get there. I love, like the generational wealth concept.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know from our session that you have some products and things that you made, that you can, offer people. But I'm wondering, like, when you look at the future of the business, right? Some people say they're going to do it as a service, and like build it where you have more employees and people that are just duplicable, just duplicate yourself,
Yeah.
and then open up more companies, or maybe you look at products like books and other resources, downloads and programs and courses that people can participate in. But I'm curious as to how far you want to take this. How many lives do you want to impact moving forward in the future?
Yeah. I mean, listen, if I could hit a million women, that would be amazing. I want to, as far as it can go, to be honest with you, because I want us to wake up. I want us to really start to take care of ourselves in a much bigger way than we do out there. And I'm saying this because, I talk to a lot of women. I have a lot of women friends and I network with a lot of people. And the thing that I notice the most with these powerful women, I mean, there's so many powerful women out there, but that's the one thing that they're lacking. They're doing so many amazing things, but the health piece is lacking. And without it, it's really hard for if I want to impact a million women, and I know some really powerful heart-centered women, they want to have the same type of impact, but it's hard to do if we don't have our health, right? It's hard for us to really get up and go, be able to do all the things that we really desire without the health piece. So I'm the person that wants to attack that portion of it so that you can go out there and be all that you desire to be and all that you're meant to be in this life. So, I want to take this as far as it can go. And, I'm working with individuals, but I definitely want to get into those corporate structures and to get those women there and into those groups where I can affect more women at one time. So that's what the future looks like for the Reset Coach.
I love that. And I know we're coming down to the half-hour mark, but I'm going to tell you this. When you were just speaking about impacting more and getting to the millions of women, yesterday's live that we did with Janice, we found out so many behind the scenes about how she started the business. I don't know if you saw that live, but I was like, that's a lot of accolades. Like, that's a lot. And one of the things that I noticed is that she deals with a very familiar space of government contracting.
Mm.
And one thing we talk about, and me, when we do coaching strategy, I'm all about really increasing your exposure in a way where it's easy. Like, you're not working so hard, and I think that that's really important, especially when we talk about women being super women. Just saying, we ain't got to work so hard. And I think when we talk about government contracting, and because we're all part of the W.I.N Direct and W.I.N community, I always look at the W.I.N directory first when I for resources, just FYI. And when I looked at that, I was saying, how many people are really actually digging into that space? Because if you are looking to really make a lot of money at one time and reach more people at one time, there's a lot of money in the government space. They're always spending money on the same things all the time, and they're looking for different type of services that they can spend money on, because that's more money going back into the economy as well. So I really love the conversation about maximizing on growth, because I'm sure you'll be in that contracting space, no doubt. No doubt about it. But Tracie, just let us know how we can support you. Let us know how we can connect with you. The link is in the chat right there, y'all. So when y'all click that link, it's going to go straight to the website. But any offers right now that you would like us to connect with you on?
Yeah, I mean, I would say to all of the beautiful ladies out there, and I don't turn men away, but I'm focused on the ladies. But I would say, I have a grocery list, and if you wanted to start living healthy, this grocery list outlines for you everything that you need in terms of your vegetables, your protein, it gives you animal protein, vegetable protein, everything you need to really support starting to live a healthy lifestyle from the nutrition perspective and how to actually go into the store and buy, right? So I'm taking the guesswork out of the shopping for you and get this grocery list. I keep getting a phone call, but just you saw me here live with Allegra. I'll send you that grocery list. Sure.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that offer. And also, y'all, just connect with Tracie, get into all of what she has going on. She is, let me tell you something. It's one thing to get someone's services. It's another thing to work with someone that's pleasant, effective, on point, ready to go. And so I love, just what she represents. And so thank you again, Tracie, for doing this live with me. I really appreciate the support that you give to the W.I.N community. Pull it up every day, Queen. And I'll be seeing you in the clubhouse streets, and you come to all the rooms and just adding value and just being great at what you do. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, and I appreciate you. Thank you for having me here. I'll see you in those clubhouse streets, and I appreciate you. And I know we're going to be doing more together because you are power. So I'm going to say to everybody out there, make sure you Allegra because she helped get myself straightened out. So I appreciate you all.
Absolutely. All right. Well, have an amazing day. All right, y'all. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.